My name is Ravi Lau, he, him pronouns, and I am the Director of Public Purpose Programs at Lick-Wilmerding High School.
My name is Christine Godinez Jackson. I use she, her pronouns. I am the Director of the Center for Civic Engagement.
PPP stands for Public Purpose Programs, and it broadly describes all the different classes, initiatives, and service projects that our students, faculty, staff, and really our whole school engages in as an institution with communities, other nonprofits, and folks in our neighborhood.
We are a private school with a public purpose, and it's really our obligation to be giving back to the community in a variety of capacities and to instill those values in our students.
PPP's program started really as an initiative in which the school itself was using its own resources. So going back to the 80s, there were two teachers, a science teacher and a history teacher, who wanted to use our school, which was empty during the summer, to start their own summer program. So that was the founding of the AIM High Middle School program, which is a free middle school program for lower income middle school students. So now public purpose is a graduation requirement. So the public purpose program for each grade is a little bit different. For ninth graders, it's really introductory. It's a chance for them to begin to explore different options around public purpose and also to give them a foundation around why we do this work. A theme I've been working with for the ninth graders is this idea of looking in themselves and then looking out the world, because I think it's important that we know who we are before we even step off campus. So know more about our identities, know more about our values and why we think and why that's important to doing public purpose work, and then also exposing them to different issues. So looking at issues around environmentalism, around environmental justice, around people who are living unsheltered, and then starting to brainstorm ways to get involved to start solving some of these problems. The sophomores meet the PPP requirement by doing 40 hours of volunteering during the school year. They can volunteer for our school for just 10 hours, but 30 hours must be in service to a nonprofit that's outside the school. Juniors and seniors meet the PPP requirement by either participating in a PPP class, a public purpose class, or doing their own public purpose independent study project, or by continuing their whatever volunteering they found their sophomore year in the way of an internship.
I always say that for me, failure is graduating students that don't think about how am I going to give back in my life. And so the public purpose program is really essential to be able to give students the tools, the experience, the good and the bad, right? Because serving communities is not always an easy thing. So all of that experience can hopefully prepare them for life.
Some of the ways that the public purpose program can impact students is by giving them a whole new skill set that you can't really get by just being in the classroom, right? There's certain things about, going to a place, communicating, showing up and working that in a real world context that is, out in the public or out in the community that is depending on you for that service that's different than a classroom-based lesson around the same topic, right? Other ways that I hope students are impacted by doing public purpose work are just to get a shift in perspective. Sometimes it can be easy to just be so focused on ourselves, on our own grades or goals or what we're doing in our own life. And I think sometimes it makes you wonder, like, what is my larger purpose, right? So something about getting outside of our lives and volunteering and going to another community can really provide that shift to give a perspective on our own life and to grow empathy for other folks as well.
There's two areas that I'm thinking about. One is the required hours. I've heard from students, one, that it's too little. I've heard from others that they want to do it throughout their 4 years. So with any change, I think that you have to gather data and really understand what the need is. But also, most importantly, what is the need of your partners, right? Service is not necessarily about what I personally want to do. It's what does the community need of me?
I think initially some people feel like it is like this thing that they have to just do and get done. My goal would be for them to find something that is so meaningful and impactful for them that that part is less important, right? Like, I've seen students who find an organization or a community that they want to involve themselves with, and it's like the hours kind of become less important because they're just so committed and they're so passionate about this particular partnership they've created. And many people continue to work on that with the same organizations into junior year, into senior year, and beyond. So I think that would be one of the goals is for folks to find something like that.